Thanks for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector. Coming up, Early Childhood Education Month declared officially open. Foreign dignitaries pay a courtesy call on Prime Minister Skerrit, and Petrocaribe hosts an open day activity. Stay with us for more after this.
There is a silent, invisible killer in our midst, a killer which largely goes unnoticed as it plies its deadly trade. Its name is secondhand tobacco smoke, which has a far greater impact on persons inhaling this poison than on smokers themselves. Secondhand tobacco smoke is especially detrimental in public places and negatively impacts our national health as well as public health expenditure. Stop this invisible killer now. Say no to secondhand tobacco smoke in public places. A public health message brought to you by the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Thanks for staying with us. The island's Minister for Education and Human Resource Development officially declared the commencement of Early Childhood Education Month with an address on Wednesday, November 6th. Honorable Peter Seja, speaking from GIS studios, revealed the theme for this month's activities: One Mission, One Dominica, celebrating early childhood development.
Indeed, if we are to be on one mission, and if we are to celebrate Dominica, we must begin with the youngest of our human resource, our children. Friends, we in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development are on one mission to ensure that every child receives quality early childhood education. Fellow Dominicans, we are indeed on one mission to instill in our children from the tender age core values that will remain with them as they grow older, enabling them to be a resilient people, overcoming the challenges of life as they continue to build our lovely nature island, Dominica. We are on one mission to ensure that our children are fed spiritually, to have utmost reverence for the Almighty God, to be able to combat all the negative influences and enjoy wholesome and positive lives.
It is commonly said that the children are the future. Similarly, Honorable Seja believes that the time is now to groom these children as the island's foundation.
Let us remember that whatever we do for our children today will in fact determine how well they manage this blessed country, Dominica. My fellow Dominicans, Psalms chapter 137 verse 3 reminds us, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb a reward." Let us therefore take time to celebrate our children. Let us make it a point of duty to spend quality time with our children. Bring back the good old days of going on family walks, going to the river or the sea, playing family games, and telling family stories together. We may not realize it, but doing these little things not only enable our children to be happy and learn to socialize, but you are indeed preparing your children to be literate.
On that note, the Education Minister highlighted his ministry's intention to closely monitor the diet and exercise regimen at schools, including preschools.
As we aim at eradicating obesity in our country, we are on one mission to ensure that our children receive the proper nourishment for their growing and developing minds and bodies, while at the same time instilling in them good eating habits. We are also on one mission to eradicate non-communicable diseases by ensuring that our nation's children are engaged in some physical activity every day whenever it is possible, and inculcating in them the love for physical development. Let us get it right from the start.
Activities for Early Childhood Month began with district church services for preschool students on Wednesday. The agenda continues on Friday, November 8th.
Sports Day on November 8th. Family Focus Week will run from November 18th to 22nd. On November 19th, we will highlight the men associated with the centers, as it will be International Men's Day. Universal Children's Day will be celebrated on 20th of November, and Community Outreach Day will be observed on November 21st.
The minister used the forum to welcome the Bells preschool to the education landscape and to applaud preschool teachers for their invaluable service. He urged parents to do the same and appreciate the role of teachers. Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit on Monday received a number of ambassadors and high commissioners who were in Dominica representing their respective nations as part of Dominica's 35th anniversary of independence. Paying courtesy calls on Prime Minister Skerrit were His Excellency Park Dong-sil, Ambassador of the Republic of South Korea, Her Excellency Silsa Nuño, Ambassador of Spain, His Excellency Vladimir Polnov, Ambassador of the Russian Federation, Her Excellency Matthew Gioini, South African High Commissioner, and His Excellency Richard Hanley, Canadian High Commissioner. Honorable Alvin Bernard, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Steve Farrell, Cabinet Secretary, and Karin Prevost, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, were also in attendance at the meetings. In other news, the community of Dubla is getting ready to welcome the rest of the island to its 6th annual Eat Fish Day. At a press conference on Thursday, Herbert Sabroch, one of the coordinators of Eat Fish Day, says the event, which is positioned to close the independence celebrations, has grown significantly over the years.
I can recall that, we started with about 2,000 people attending the Brioche Eat Fish Day celebrations, and then we have grown to the point where last year in Kulibistri, we estimated a crowd of close to 4,000 people. So we are hoping that all of Dominica and all the people who have visited from overseas and who are still in Dominica, all the communities around Dominica, the fishing cooperatives in Dominica will converge in Dubla so that we can celebrate this 6th annual, and it is now a permanent feature in terms of independence celebrations, since we always have it the last Sunday, the Sunday after independence.
According to organizers, the intention of Eat Fish Day is to promote the health benefits of fish. The event will cater for the entire family.
As part of the package of entertainment, we will have bouncing castle and I think fish painting for the children. So it goes to show that it is meant to be a family affair. And fish will be prepared in different ways. So if you want fried fish, if you want raw, whichever way you want the fish, it will be prepared in that way. So you have a choice. And over the years, the Japanese, the French, Haitians, and so you have the fish being prepared by different nationalities and so that is available as well.
The fishing communities of Brioche, Dubla, Coliho, and Kulibistri also benefit from this event. Income generated by the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative is reinvested in the community through assistance to those in need and donations to schools in the area. The event is also an opportunity to provide income for the vendors of these communities. Eat Fish Day is carded for this Sunday, November 10th, from 12 noon at the basketball court in Dubla, and an official ceremony will be held from 3 in the afternoon. The event is expected to close with entertainment from the WCK Band. Sabina Williams, Executive Operative Officer of St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative, appealed to patrons to support the event.
This event grows stronger every year, and of course, even if we have the sponsors, we are also asking that everyone from the neighboring villages, communities, and Dominica as a whole to come and patronize the event so that every year it can get better. Think of the benefits of it personally, and promoting healthy eating in terms of eating fish and so on. So we just like everyone to come out, let the sponsors see that the event that they have been supporting for years, and others who may want to come on board can see that this event is something worth, you know, spending money on, and that we as Dominicans can get benefits from it.
The headline sponsor of Eat Fish Day is Lime Dominica. Eat Fish Day is supported by several non-government and government organizations, including Discover Dominica and the Fisheries Division. Recent amendments to the Marriage Act, Chapter 3501, allows for Dominica to now be a wedding destination of choice. The bill, which was tabled and passed in Parliament last month, gives marriage officers the legal right to solemnize marriages outside the walls of a church. This bill enables the application process to be simplified and hence position Dominica to take advantage of the wedding and honeymoon global niche market. The Ministry of Social Services and Gender Affairs, in collaboration with stakeholders from the Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs, have begun implementation of the amended Marriage Act. Minister responsible for Social Services, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, told the House of Parliament, quote, "There were ambiguities with regard to places where marriage could be celebrated or solemnized by religious ministers and marriage officers," end of quote. She noted that following a series of discussions among the stakeholders, the Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs undertook the task of further amending the relevant sections of the Marriage Act in order to clarify all areas of uncertainty. Accordingly, she said a draft marriage amendment bill was submitted to Cabinet in September 2013, for which approval was received. Meantime, Parliamentary Secretary in the Prime Minister's Office, responsible for information technology, Honorable Kelva Daru, voiced his support for the bill. Honorable Daru is of the view that the amended Marriage Act will facilitate tourism.
Having the opportunity for persons, visitors, or locals alike, to experience the union of marriage at various localities augurs well for the tourism product of this country. And I'm sure the Minister of Tourism, who is quite keen on promoting Dominica as a wedding destination, will also support this bill to a great extent. We believe here in this country that we have to facilitate persons. And I believe this act, in effect, will go a long way in facilitation of such marriages here in this country. When persons come on the cruise ship and they fall in love with the country and they want to get married on the beach, we have a beautiful beach on Miro. They want to go to the Botanical Gardens and tie the knot and so forth. And even the State House, or even on one of the White-Ticabooty National Trails, they will want to wed there. And I'm sure the member for Marigot will in fact support this, seeing that he is a practicing Methodist and believes in the union of marriage. And Madam Speaker, I have no reservations in supporting this act before the House.
In 2012, the Marriage Act, Chapter 3501 of the 1990 revised law of the Commonwealth of Dominica was passed in Parliament for the enactment of the Marriage Amendment Bill 2012. On another note, members of the public, including school children, got an opportunity to learn more about Petrocaribe operations in Dominica during a site visit to the Jimit plant on Thursday. Petrocaribe is an energy cooperation agreement proposed by the government of Venezuela to provide Caribbean countries, including Dominica, with oil and other byproducts. The educational tour formed part of open day activities hosted by the company PDV Caribe Dominica Limited. Sales and Marketing Manager of Petrocaribe, Ian Pinard, described the activity as a worthwhile one.
We realize that there are several Dominicans who don't know much about Petrocaribe, who don't know how we operate. And that's why we wanted to have this open day, visit different persons from the schools to the councils, to the persons we assist in the community of Jimit, like in Chances, the Mao homes, and the different persons around the community and around Dominica. And we brought them here so we can have this social gathering and explain to them what Petrocaribe, what we do at Petrocaribe, how we fill the LPG bottles, how we dispense the diesel to sell to Domlec, and the gasoline and the jetty in the future, and how everything works at the plant in terms of the safety and security measures that we're taking.
Pinard says since the company was established in Dominica in 2007, a significant number of nationals have been employed.
We've seen the company grow year after year. In 2008, the company started with 7 staff, and as of 2013, as of November 2013, we have 34 full-time staff and 6 part-time staff. So we have 40 employees. We also employ part-time, I wouldn't say is a full-time basis, but all the 64 agents we have selling LPG for us around the island, that is also form of employment. The 6 gas stations for the fishermen that we have at Dominica, that is form of employment. So we have created over close to 150 jobs in the economy since Petrocaribe came in from the construction of Petrocaribe in 2007.
Venezuela's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Hayden Sanchez, spoke of the significance of the Petrocaribe initiative. He said the dream of the late Hugo Chavez to share his country's oil resources should live on. Speaking through an interpreter, the Venezuelan ambassador called on the employees of the Petrocaribe plant to ensure that the company remains sustainable.
Cuiden su planta.
Protect your plant.
A ustedes, las autoridades de Petrocaribe,
The authority of Petrocaribe,
los empleados locales,
the local employees,
cuiden su planta,
protect your plant.
porque esta planta
This plant,
es un gran proyecto
this is a big project,
que tanto el primer ministro Skerry
as Prime Minister Robert Skerry
como el presidente Hugo Chávez
with the President Hugo Chavez
ven realizado hoy día.
that can see this plan has been developed.
Dominica signed on to the Petrocaribe Agreement in 2005. Parliamentary representative of the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Daru, is proud of ongoing developments at Hillsboro Gardens in St. Joseph. Currently, a major road construction project is underway in the new community, costing over $180,000. 30 houses were constructed by government in Hillsboro Gardens, and the new structures are still being established. Honorable Daru sees this venture as fulfillment of government's promises to residents and prospective residents of Hillsboro Gardens.
So far, you can see that we've taken special interest in ensuring that the residents here have all of the utilities that they require as it relates to housing needs. The government has went as far as putting in the infrastructure, putting in the lights for the poles, putting in the water system, and recently we spent in excess of over $200,000 to ensure that we have proper drainage here in this section of Hillsboro Gardens. Currently, we are now undertaking the road project. We have 2 contractors from St. Joseph. One has a contract of $86,000 and the other to the tune of $96,000. Several of the young men from the community of St. Joseph and Layo, they are currently employed on this project, and I believe this will be a major step in ensuring that the residents here at Hillsboro Gardens can have proper roads leading to their homes.
Honorable Daru is especially happy to report that one of the project's contractors is an enterprising young man from his constituency.
When people say that, what is the government doing for young people? As a member of parliament for St. Joseph, I have given the opportunity to a young man, a young contractor, to show his skills. And he has employed several of young men in St. Joseph. And this, I believe, will go a long way ensuring that we create some form of employment for the young persons of this community and that they themselves can be able to move forward.
The contractor, Jeremiah Wright, who employs 14 other youth on his section, had this to say.
I have about 800 feet of road to accomplish, and I have about a month to get it done. And I think I'm on track right now going up. I think my guys are working well, and I have my truckmen bringing all my stuff for me on time. It's a great feeling to have guys and things, because as you can see, a lot of guys, they really want things to be done, they want work too, but they can't find the way. Although the government have a lot of ways of getting work for them, but you know, some of them, they like the construction. So also they're happy and they're moving well.
That said, Honorable Daru is optimistic about the future of the fledgling community of Hillsboro Gardens.
This is a very lovely area, and I like to say this is the modern St. Joseph. And we also have in excess of 25 lots for sale and additional lots when they are surveyed for sale to the residents of St. Joseph, Layo, Miro, surrounding areas, and the whole of Dominica by extension. And I believe this is one of the more developed areas that we will see in the not distant future, with a very majestic view from both ends. You can see the beautiful community of Layo from the southern end, and the beautiful community of St. Joseph and the surroundings from the northern end.
The Division of Agriculture wants the public, especially farmers of specific areas, to know that the cultivation season for white potato is now open. The season opened with the arrival of over 1,000 bags of white potato seeds late last month. These 50-kilogram bags are now available for sale at $80 each. According to a release from the Division of Agriculture, the hope is that farmers of Belleville-Chopin, Cochrane and Girardel will begin cultivation as early as possible. It is also the intention to cultivate white potato crops in other selected areas. The DOA lists Upper Grand Fort, Marigot Heights, Vieux Bois in Grand Bay, and Rivière-la-Croix in Massac. This is to meet public demand. Farmers are being advised to begin planting as early as this month to avoid February's dry season. This is also to allow for a second crop of white potatoes. Meanwhile, 2 new varieties of white potato seeds will undergo testing with the hope of introducing more agricultural options on the island. The Division of Agriculture is hoping for more than 50 acres of white potato crops this season. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le ministère de l'Éducation, comme vous avez vu, mois de novembre comme mois d'éducation des enfants. Si le ministère de l'Éducation, honorable Peter Saint-Jean, plusieurs activités qui tiennent pour observer mois cela.
Thème nous pour l'année cela, c'est une mission, une Dominique qui a célébré Early Childhood. Et l'année cela, nous avons des activités qui nous a créé sur tout Dominicain pour participer à dedans. Sur le 8 novembre, nous avons une grande journée sportive pour tous les enfants qui ont des cas et aussi en preschool, à l'école. Et le 18 pour le 22 novembre, nous avons créé Family Focus Week. Ça c'est là nous avons mis attention à la famille qui ont l'école. Et aussi, le 19 mois le 19 mois novembre, nous mettons l'attention en les noms qui associés avec ces différents écoles là et aussi ces décals là, puisque en les jours ça là, nous observé journée internationale nom. Et aussi le 20 novembre, nous avons créé un Community Outreach Day. Ça, c'est là nous mettons attention à les communautés et comment ils participent à ces activités qui prennent place en l'école et aussi en DECA.
En autre nouvelle, vous avez fait le Parlement Dominique fait changement législation passeport et immigration. Ça même qui facilite mon pays OICS voyager en ces pays-là sans présenter un passeport, mais il y a ça présenter un carte d'identité. Dominicains qui voyagent en ces pays-là, qui ont même opportunité là. Ministère pour Commodité, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, fait parole qui mise en salam qui facilite voyage en ces pays OICS là. Revise the Treaty of Boston qui fait provision pour moun voyager plus facile. En nouvelle compagnie Petrocaribe tient open aujourd'hui pour moun et puis d'autres occasions qui ont fait business et puis yo. Monsieur Ian Pinard on change la place compagnie Petrocaribe.
Nous invitons les gens, ordinaires gens, les enfants de l'école, les enfants de council, différents gens qui nous affiliés et puis les gens qui ont tapé en bouteille de Petrocaribe. Nous invitons eux, nous savons ça qui a fait Petrocaribe, ça nous a fait Petrocaribe. Comment nous avons plein les bouteilles là LPG, comment nous avons distribué gaz et puis diesel là. So nous invitons les gens pour nous donner un better, un plus meilleur understanding.
Finalement, directeur agriculture Ricky Brummond a fait parole qui coco ni plaisir potentiel pour développer le secteur agriculture. Si l'homme M. Brummond bagay sa la discuter pendant forum agricole qui était en place en Guyane. Quand même si l'on stratégie national export gouvernement, Dominique ni l'avantage à ces d'autres pays Caraïbes ou la pays là ni autant ak Dar es Salaam. Document là ka aussi montré qui tant ou tant monde l'autre pays ka demandé coco Dominique en plusieurs pays Caraïbes, l'Angleterre et puis en Miami. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, Luce. Au revoir.
Up next, why you should avoid eating late at night.
Together we build, together we strive. We see it all on your Government Information Service, Channel 7. This is the Government Information Service, bringing you all that you need to know about all that's happening in your country's development. GIS, you and your channel.
Eating late at night is often blamed for obesity, though it can also contribute to fluctuations in your sleep cycle and changes in the number of times you need to use the bathroom during the night. If you must eat late, choose foods that are appropriate, such as those low in calories and rich in whole grains. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and your comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Jarna Hector. Thank you for watching.